People earn these benefits. They paid into that benefit. They rely on that benefit. And no one should take it away.
One of the lines that former President Biden used to always talk about, it's great to hear him talk about it again, is just the concept of dignity, simple dignity, that he was always fighting to give Americans dignity. And what Donald Trump is doing is ripping that dignity away, firing federal workers, taking away people's pensions and life savings, and then gaslighting and lying to them and just treating human beings like trash without dignity. Here's what former President Biden had to say at his Chicago speech. Let's play it.
It's about dignity, simple dignity. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity, regardless of their standing, regardless of the economic situation, regardless of who they are. Making sure that more than 60 million Americans who are living with disabilities are treated with dignity is who we are as Americans. That's what it's about. I mean it. Dignity at work, at school, in their communities. In every corner of American life.
Then former President Biden, in his trademark humor, talks about how, I know that Elon Musk and Trump are saying that 300-year-olds are getting Social Security. Yeah, we know that's a lie, but if you find me some 300-year-olds, can you let me know, please? Here, play this clip.
By the way, those 300-year-old folk getting that Social Security, I want to meet them because I like to figure out how they live that. A hell of a thing, man. I'm looking for longevity. Because it's hell when you turn 40 years old. But as a result.
And then former President Biden talks about the sacred promise that is Social Security and how it is all about dignity. Play this clip.
We know just how much Social Security matters to people's lives. Everyone in this room fights for people with disabilities who rely on Social Security to survive. To survive. Not just the physical side, it's the mental side. It's the mental side. You make sure folks get the benefits they earn after a lifetime of hard work. The work they do is more than just a profession, what you do. It's a calling. It's not just a profession. And Social Security is more than a government program. It's a sacred promise. We made it a sacred promise. 73 million Americans receive Social Security. From their first paycheck through their entire life, they pay into Social Security. And in return, they count on Social Security to be for them when they're going to need it. Folks, must never, ever betray that trust or turn our backs on that obligation.
Look, it stands in perfect contrast to Donald Trump. Like, at the same time former President Biden was giving that speech, Donald Trump was giving this horrendous interview with Fox, where Donald Trump was lying that the Supreme Court made a 9-0 ruling in favor of Trump. Trump's like, we won in the Supreme Court on Abrego Garcia. They said, keep Abrego in El Salvador, which is just totally false. But here's Donald Trump spewing just the biggest scummy lies imaginable. Play this clip.
Todavía hay preguntas sobre el ilegal que vivió en Maryland. ¿Sí o no será retornado a los Estados Unidos?
As you know, the Supreme Court, after we get out all of the fake news from CNN and all these other people, we won that case 9-0. Mm-hmm. And basically, that's really a decision that will be made by the government of El Salvador, because that's where, I assume that's the one you're talking about.
Yes, he's from El Salvador.
Staying there, and he's from El Salvador. So that's a decision up to El Salvador. Yeah. But it's interesting because we won that decision 9-0 in the Supreme Court. And if you listen to the news, you wouldn't know that.
Right.
You really have no
idea. Fair enough.
So it's up to El Salvador.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to interview former President Biden in December of 2024 after the election. I asked him, when history is told, how do you want to be remembered? Play this clip.
When history is all told, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be?
I kept my word that when I said I was going to do something, I did. And that my focus has always been about how to give ordinary people a shot. You probably heard me say it before. My dad used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, I'm going to be okay and mean it. It's about being able to be yourself and focus on people who need some help. And the vast majority of the American people, all they want is a chance, just a chance, and they'll do fine.
You see hope?
I do. I'm hopeful.
A few other data points I want to point out is former President Biden during his administration predicting exactly what would happen if Trump was elected. Exactly. Like here he was back in July of 2024 saying that Trump would bring about a recession. Play this clip.
Under my economic plan, they say we're going to continue to grow and keep inflation down. They say that Trump's plan would put the economy in a recession. There's 16 Nobel laureates last week. Say it put us in a recession and inflation would soar. Folks, look. In fact, I guess I should worry, but the new Wall Street Journal survey of economists says inflation will be worse under Trump. That's the Wall Street Journal. Great paper, usually not supportive of me.
Here, former President Biden talked about, again, this was during the campaign in 2024, the different visions of America. Play this clip.
And we have an obligation to each other to leave no one behind, to give hate no safe harbor. It's up to all of us to preserve and protect the very idea of America. You know, we're unique in America and world history. We're the only nation founded on an idea. Every other nation in the world is founded on geography, ethnicity, race, religion, except us. Think about it. The idea was we hold these truths to be self-evident. But all men and women are created equal in the image of God, deserve to be treated equally throughout their lives. We've never fully lived up to it, but we've never walked away from it. We've never walked away from it. And we're not going to walk away from it now. Today, we face another inflection point in history. The 2024 election about two fundamentally different visions for America. Donald Trump's vision is one of anger, hate, revenge, and retribution. He embraces the insurrectionists of January the 6th. He's running on it. And as mentioned already, he promised to be a dictator on day one, his own words. And he called for, he means it. And he calls for another bloodbath when he loses again.
He was talking about how Donald Trump wanted to cut Medicaid and Social Security and get rid of it. This was during the campaign. Play this clip.
Well, Trump recently said Social Security and Medicare, quote, here's his quote, there's a lot you can do in terms of cutting, end of quote. Well, right on cue, the MAGA Republicans in Congress released their budget, which hasn't gotten nearly enough attention. The budget they proposed for next year would raise the retirement age in Social Security and would slash Medicare. Think about that for a second. MAGA Republicans want billionaires to pay less in taxes, want seniors to work longer before they can retire on Social Security benefits, and they want to cut Medicare. I got a better idea. Let's protect Social Security and Medicare and make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share.
And here he was talking about Donald Trump trying to get America out of NATO. Play this clip.
I mean, he talked about getting out of NATO. I mean, it's critical to our national defense. We made a commitment after World War II to never happen again. Look what he's doing. He's dangerous.
Look, I've seen lots of Trump speeches. I've seen lots of Biden speeches. There is no comparison. Former President Biden was cool, calm, composed. He had the best interest of the country. He fought for blue states, red states, purple states. It didn't matter. And it's really just a shame that, in my opinion, that America had a true leader in former President Biden, 50 to 60% gains in the stock market, unemployment record lows, 16.2 million jobs created. Great things happening, and to see what's happening right now under Donald Trump is awful. But anyway, a little nostalgic seeing him speak again. Good to see him fight. Let's hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough Midas? Check out the Midas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MidasPlus.com.